What a wonderful thing this is to be here again in front of the camera and in my womb, in my black womb. In the last few weeks I had dismantled my studio because I had to show the house, because I have to find someone who will get into my rent contract. And I had to show the house, so I thought, well, because otherwise it's like this room is too dark, so I had to show it as it is. So, and I took advantage to clean everything, so. And I was also thinking, well, I mean, why not just do other kinds of videos without this decontextualizing myself from my surroundings. But the thing is that today, a really good friend of mine, Marilena, I told her that I was so anxious today. I was so utterly anxious. It's true that this change and this moving to another country, it's normal to be anxious, yeah? This anxiety is part of this big change and of leaving Switzerland and leaving and putting distance with my daughter Yassine. And this is painful. But it's like, I have to go, and it's my evolution, and it's good that I go. At the same time, it's very painful to leave her here, although she's really happy and she has found her happiness. She's starting her training as a florist. Do you say florist? I'm not sure. And she's found a guy, and she's like really enjoying herself, and she's so mature, and she's just blossomed. It's just wonderful to see her like this. And this is why I can leave now, because she has her own apartment, she's earning her money, and she's okay now. She's okay after all these years of touching rock bottom and going back up again. And it's just amazing to see her like this. And I was just in her home this evening having dinner together, and I'm just like in awe at her strength, at her maturity, at her, she's a woman now, and that's why I can leave now. But it's painful, it's very painful. And so I was so anxious, and but then I went to see her, and this like gives me so much peace to see her like this. So it was better. But then, because today I was talking to my friend Marilena, and I told her that I had dismantled my studio, and she said, but have you dismantled your womb? And I realized I had forgotten. I had done it really unconsciously. But in fact, it was good. It was good that I could get into a crisis and feel so vulnerable and so fragile and so utterly anxious, and like I was so anxious that I couldn't breathe properly. So it was very important to see what happened if I had destroyed my womb. It's true that I really wanted to not depend on these videos and not depend on this womb. But in this moment of change, this is necessary, and to me, what this does to me is far more than I knew. This thing of, and it's on my bedroom, so I am sleeping on this womb. And this, what does this do to me? This womb is my inside, it's this safe space where I can express myself, and from this inner safe space I can talk to the world. And this is part of my mission, and this is part of who I am today, and it is part of my work, and it is part of my evolution, because this contact really deep within me, and from there to be able to speak to the world and to express what I feel, not only this allows me to keep on feeling and keep on listening to myself, but it allows me as well to affirm my place in the world, and it allows me to pass on to something else, to keep listening and letting things flow from my inside to the outside. So this is necessary right now, and it was good to experiment how I could feel without this. Of course, when I have things to do, I have work to do, then the work makes me happy and makes me feel useful. But this is something that does a great deal of good to me and to others, I think, because the sharing of this inner evolution and this flow of thoughts and feelings is something precious. And it doesn't matter that there are few people that look at these videos. It doesn't matter. Even if there's only one person that looks at the videos, it's just worth doing this, because I feel that I can touch people's hearts. Yeah, so I'm so happy to be back in my womb and to be able to, from my womb, talk to the world. Yeah. But again, I wanted to talk about these fears that I had in these days. I was just full of fear of everything. Despite the fact that I have found a home and I'm about to sign the contract, the rental contract, at the beginning I thought, well, the anxiety is because I have given notice to this home that I won't be here anymore by the 30th of September. But at the same time, I didn't yet have a home, so it was like, where am I going to live? And since I was looking at for a home in Belgium, in France, in Germany, not really in Luxembourg, because Luxembourg is too expensive for me, but I was like, what will be my identity? Am I going to be French? Am I going to be from Belgium, German? I don't know. It was like, but even now that I had found a home, there was still this big anxiety for what's going to happen, and full of fears. But this fear was this crisis was really useful for me to understand that I needed to go back to this inner contact with myself, and which happens in this womb. Yeah.